Without a doubt, we live in difficult times. And it's in times like this that we need inspiration. We need God to speak to us and reaffirm the purpose of life, humanity, the purpose of our very life. Why are we alive now, and why should we get out of bed today? And the Old Testament book of Ecclesiastes, written by King Solomon, the preacher, the son of David, gives us the meaning of life. Let's delve into it together. Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verses 11 through 18, finishing out chapter 9. This is what it says in the New American Standard. I again saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, and the battle is not to the warriors, and neither is bread to the wise, nor wealth to the discerning, nor favor to men of ability. For time and chance overtake them all. Moreover, man does not know his time, like fish caught in the treacherous net, and birds trapped in a snare. So the sons of men are snared at an evil time when it suddenly falls on them. Also this I came to see as wisdom under the sun, and it impressed me. There was a small city with few men in it, and a great king came to it, surrounded it, and constructed large siege works against it. But there was found in it a poor wise man, and he delivered the city by his wisdom. Yet no one remembered that poor man. So I said, wisdom is better than strength. But the wisdom of the poor man is despised, and his words are not heeded. The words of the wise, heard in quietness, are better than the shouting of a ruler among fools. Wisdom is better than weapons of war, but one sinner destroys much good. End quote. Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verses 11 through 18. Well, the thesis statement for chapter 9 is found in the last half of the verse, man does not know whether it will be loved or hated. Anything awaits him. So in Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verses 1 through 10, the preacher talks about character having no effect. And now in chapter 9, verses 11 through 18, he talks about wisdom having no effect. We can admit how complicated life can be, especially when we consider timing, chance, and ignorance. In Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verses 11 and 12, through 5 examples, the preacher shows that time and chance affects everything, verse 11. And everyone is ignorant of their death and their life by comparing people to trapped fish and birds, verse 12. Human ability and efforts do not guarantee success, which challenges formula thinking, like good conduct assures good results. Not for Job or Joseph or James. God's patterns are not so easily predictable, and we cannot box in God to be our insurance. The reality offers more variety. Chance often has as much influence on success as ability and effort. Sometimes the underdog wins. The last person succeeds. The outsider rises. The wicked prosper. The Bible's wisdom literature rightly proclaims the benefits of godly wisdom. But Ecclesiastes' preacher challenges some non-biblical assumptions. The sage can save the day even if wisdom is not appreciated. In Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verses 13 through 16, he presents the example of a poor sage delivering his besieged hometown, but is forgotten. Therefore, even though wisdom exceeds strength, wisdom is often despised and ignored. Chapter 9, verses 13 through 16. Neither power nor wisdom guarantees anything. No lasting success, no lasting memory, no lasting prosperity. Wisdom, seized or ignored, provides no assurance. Let me quote Daniel Eats from the Handbook on the Wisdom Books and Psalms on page 363. Quote, "In practice, however, humans often reject wisdom by despising the wise person and failing to heed wise words. Just as wisdom can defeat power, so also wisdom can be subverted by failure to make use of it." End quote. The sage should whisper wisdom. Wisdom outranks bellowing and weapons, but cannot stop the destruction of an evil person. In chapter 9, verses 17 through 18, spoken wisdom is whispered. Spoken wisdom in whispering is superior to shouting authorities to the masses, according to verse 17. And wisdom is superior to weapons, but a single evil person destroys a lot of good. Verse 18. Again, in wisdom, the good of wisdom is often undone by being overlooked or rejected. Boom. It's a lot to think about, right? This topic is incredibly important, and we need time to think about the purpose of our individual lives. Why do I exist? And how can I make the most of the time that God has given me? If you're interested in delving into Ecclesiastes deeper, then I wrote a book in 2018. It's 50 pages. It's $1.98 on Amazon. It's for a Kindle, an e-reader, and it's called Search for Significance, an examination of Ecclesiastes. And I will put the link to this book on Amazon in the description below as an additional resource for you if you wish.